So somebody asked me the other day, what are your thoughts now that we are seeing countries sending tanks to Ukraine? Is the war almost over? Well, I do have a response to that, but it's probably not the response that you want to hear. Yes, NATO potentially just caused more deaths to people in Ukraine, but also all across the world. Because the war between Russia and Ukraine, it just escalated. Yeah, the United States, Germany, Poland, and Portugal all are planning on sending tanks to Ukraine to aid in their efforts to fight off Russian soldiers. As a result, Russia has also stated that they will now see these European countries as targets moving forward. That's not good news. But this statement, it hinged off the decisions from the United States and Germany. If neither one would have agreed to send tanks to Ukraine, Poland and Portugal wouldn't have done so either. But this is where things really escalate. According to military experts and weapons experts, sending tanks to Ukraine is actually only going to make Ukraine weaker. Now, why is this? Well, I want to explain it. The reason Ukraine becomes weaker now that they are getting dozens and dozens of tanks is actually a little bit complex. And I really want to explain this because I know a lot of people thought, you know what, Ukraine is going to get, they're going to get some tanks. This means the war is closer to being over. They will fight off the Russian soldiers. They will go back to Russia or they will die and it will be done. Well, it's not that simple. According to multiple weapons experts, it takes about 22 weeks to learn how to operate an M1 Abrams tank. And most likely, it will be very close to that for other tanks as well. The M1 Abrams is a 4-person tank. The United States has pledged 31 tanks. Okay? Not only does it take 22 weeks to learn how to operate, it is expected that the United States is hopefully going to send these off in the next 2 to 3 months. So let's say about 10 weeks. Well, these soldiers in Ukraine, they are not going to learn how to use an M1 tank, okay, an M1 Abrams in 10 weeks and be efficient. It takes a lot of time, it takes a lot of training. And even if training begins now, there's not enough time between now and when they arrive in potentially 10 weeks to learn. So again, this is going to be a big issue. So this right here is going to put Ukrainian soldiers at risk on the battlefield. And then we have another problem. Tanks are not known for being extremely fast. So as Russian soldiers see these tanks making their way to a battlefield, their one goal is going to be to take them out. There's a good chance that the Ukrainian soldiers never get the tanks to their final location, to their actual location where they're planning to go, because Russia will take them out. Which means Ukraine could be counting on a tank, but the odds of it ever making it to the battlefield is very small. Russia is going to take it out, which puts more Ukrainian soldiers at risk. And then something I thought was very interesting, I watched multiple interviews from multiple different weapons experts. They all said the same thing. The big issue with tanks is the maintenance. The maintenance is going to be an issue. According to these weapons experts, the M1 Abrams tank requires 3-hour maintenance for every 1 hour of operation. That is going to be troubling. So even if Ukrainian soldiers are able to get the tanks to the battlefield, they will need to get them back in order to provide the maintenance on them, which makes the tanks even more deadly because now they have to get it there and get it back, all without being blown up. This is why military experts are saying that the addition of tanks will make Ukraine much weaker in the long run. But everybody's been saying that Ukraine needs tanks. That's all they need. Just give them some tanks. They will be able to fight off Russia. Things will be good. No, things will not be good. Now, Ukraine is asking for more than 300 tanks. More than 300. Initially, they just wanted some tanks. They just wanted a few tanks so that they can hold off Russia. And we've heard this before. Ukraine has done it before, where they asked for, we just need some weapons. We just need a little bit of weapons. Then they need somebody to teach them how to use the weapons. And then they need more, ammo. But again, this is turning into a huge issue. Then they wanted, air defense missiles. Okay, well, we send those. And then they want more. But I do want to touch on one point that one military expert said. There are also logistical issues when it comes to getting the tanks to Ukraine. As a result, the tanks likely will not show up until the end of 2023. So not in 10 weeks, sometime in 2023, potentially the end. If tanks don't show up for, let's say, 10 to 40 weeks, what is Ukraine going to do between now and then? Because here's the issue. Russia is already upset. Russia has stated that they are already upset. More than 50 countries have agreed to send armored vehicles and tanks to Ukraine. So right now, as we speak, Russia is on the offensive. Yeah, they are not backing down. Russia cannot lose this war. According to multiple officials from other countries, Russia will not lose this war. Even though Ukraine is somewhat holding their ground, Russia, if they decided, could just do a full-on attack and just crush Ukraine. Even with helps of the United States and Germany and other countries by sending tanks or other military equipment. This is what, according to one military expert, this is what Russia has been preparing for. Russia has been preparing to take over Ukraine for years, all while the United States and other NATO countries have been focused on other countries, not Russia. So, a Russian official stated over the past few days that by other countries sending weapons to Ukraine, this allows Russia to target them as well. And I believe by the law of war that this is true. That because other countries are providing weapons, that does put them into the mix, and Russia does have the illegal authority to go and attack them. Now, this move by the United States and Germany might not be as big as we thought it was. This could actually get more people killed all across the world. That includes the United States, Germany, Portugal, Poland, and other European countries as well. So right now, what we are hearing is that NATO is going to cause more deaths. This is not good. This war between Russia and Ukraine, it just escalated, and things are not looking good. So, as soon as we get more information as to what is going on, I promise I will fill you in on all the latest news and updates. Again, thank you guys for watching. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Consider subscribing, and I'll see you guys on the next one.